What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Fourth and John. I'm Brennan Sokowoski. Today, we are back with another segment of Talk the Prospect. Today, we are joined by the Cincinnati Bearcat safety, Darrick Forrest. Darrick, how you doing today?
I'm great.
That's good to hear. How's the off-season training going?
It's pretty well right now. I see my time clocking down on my 40, so that's a great improvement.
That's good to hear, man. Are you training back in Cincinnati, back in Columbus, or?
No, I'm actually in Fort Lauderdale right now. I'm training at XP.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. That's good to hear. Obviously, we'll get into questions, but I just want to make sure that everything's going well with you. How is everything back home? How's the transition going for you from college to draft prep?
Everything back home is going great. My family as well. That's great. And right now, everything it's pretty well. Transitioning from college to just being on my own and just having me and my agent and just going forward. It's been difficult because it's not something I've been through before. So I'm just trying to pick up as many tips and learn as much as I can so that I can become a pro.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get into questions. First and foremost, you speak highly of a motivating factor in your game every time you touch the field. What is that motivating factor for you, and when did that motivation really set in for you?
I'll say that motivation factor. It will be my brother. He passed away when I was in the 10th grade, and it motivates me each and every day on and off the field, just to be a role model and a leader. So that's what keeps me going, and I'm going to use that as my driving force for the rest of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some deep fuel that can actually, elevate your game just in itself, that extra adrenaline, whatever it may be but again, that's huge for you. Going back to your high school days, at Walnut Creek, you played both basketball and track in addition to football. How tasking was it for you to be a multi-sport athlete? And did that prepare you for life as a college student athlete?
Well, I feel like it wasn't that challenging because the seasons are different, but I feel like it prepared me to be a hardworking guy that expects adversity because all the different sports are, they go different. You have different teammates, different events. So I feel like playing different sports allowed me to become a person that's real well-rounded. I'm a great thinker, and I like to use my strategies to be better than my opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that something, basketball and track being those two sports, is that something that you pursued at UC as well, or did you keep it more recreational at that point?
Nah, it was more recreational. I'll get a little hooping in every now and
Yeah.
then, but track, it ended with high school.
Well, obviously, I'm sure scouts are glad to see that, they have a track athlete, obviously somebody that can utilize their speed properly. So I'm sure that's something that they look positive at.
So
Additionally, whenever you were coming out of high school, you were actually scouted as a cornerback. You played cornerback, receiver, and spent times on the special teams as well as a punt returner. But ultimately, you transitioned to safety. Is that something that was led by the coaching staff, or was that something personal?
I'll say it was something that was led by the coaching staff. I felt like I was going to be a big corner coming in. Around that time, I was weighing in around 6 foot, like 180. So I'm thinking I'm about to come in and play corner immediately. But when I got into the safeties room, I fit in well. I feel like I made the transition smoothly, and it was a great decision because I'm still succeeding in it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 foot 180. You think you're going to start bullying some people on the line of scrimmage?
Yeah.
That transition comes along, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I got you.
Yeah.
Going back one more time to high school, originally being a 3-star recruit. What was your initial experience with the University of Cincinnati, and what drove you to choose them in your recruiting process?
I feel like Cincinnati was my biggest offer. Coming out of high school, I was recruited by mainly the MAC. I feel like I was a guy that was underrated. So a few weeks before signing day, Coach Fick and his coaching staff, they got to Cincinnati. They all got on the call, and they called me. They were like, "We want to get you down for an official visit. I'm like, all right, great. The day before my official visit, Coach Fick came to my school. He offered my official offer, and then I came down on my visit. I loved it, and I made like a great decision. I went to the University of Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was something. Was staying home more of like a motivating factor for you, or was it more so the offer from UC that led you there?
I'll say a little bit of both. I was having blind faith because UC wasn't they weren't a prestigious team at the time. We were coming off a 4-8 season. They got a new coaching staff, and it was only an hour and a half away from home, so I knew my family would be at every game, and that was a deciding factor too.
Yeah, absolutely. You spoke about your family earlier in the show. Obviously, family is a huge driving force for you, so that's
Always.
great to hear.
Thank you.
As a freshman, you started your career going 4-8 as a special teams player, but once you were promoted to a defensive starter, over the last 3 seasons, you finished 30-5. Where did that culture change begin, and how did you impact that culture change?
I would say that our culture changed in our locker room. Guys started buying in, not to just the culture of the team, but loving one another. Guys that we would never speak to on a daily basis, we became best friends with these guys, and I'll say it changed the whole team. I'll say my role in changing the culture, I brought leadership and hard work to our team, and that was something that people looked up to me for. I was a guy that wouldn't ask for other people to do things that I wouldn't do. So I would lead by example each and every day. And that's why the team ended up selecting me as captain this year, because they just felt like that I was a guy that can go out there and lead us the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. And, from everything that I've seen, your energy is extremely contagious. You're very hyped up every time you take the field. So, I'm sure that was contagious to your teammates as well.
Thank you.
You've actually been praised by your teammates for having the most heart on the football team. What does that mean to you, and where does that drive come from to have that heart?
I feel like that aspect of my game, it comes from me just being an underdog my whole life. I've never been like the biggest guy on the field, never been the fastest, the strongest, but I'm a guy that's gonna go out there and I'm gonna play my heart out each and every play. So I feel like guys see that, and they'll see that off the field in the weight room, and it's just how you move, and it's a mentality. So if you have that mentality, guys see it, and I feel like that's why they praise me so much for it.
Yeah, and doing some early scouting on you, the one big knock was that you're there on every play. You're there to make the play in every single position, and if that's the only bad thing that they can find, then that's a good positive note on your play.
Thank you.
Back to 2019, prior to this past season, you finished with first team All AAC honors as part of the Bearcats secondary. How good of a feeling was that for you to be recognized for your work on the field after you seemingly went underappreciated throughout your entire career?
I felt like hard work was finally paying off, and it came in with perfect timing. We switched to a new defense that year, and the defense just happened to put me in position to make a lot of plays, and I went out there and I made a lot of plays. So I felt like it was an honor to be recognized finally, and I felt like it was something that I could do consistently if put in the right positions.
Right, and that being in a good position really set you guys up well, especially as a whole defense, as 11 guys on the defensive side of the ball. You finished your college career with 3 straight seasons as the All-American Conference's #1 scoring defense, and walking out in 2020 with an AAC championship isn't bad either. How does it feel to walk out as a leader of such a terrifying defense like that?
I feel like it's an honor, and I also feel like it's something that we can use as a pride. And when we go out there and we know that we're one of the best defenses, we play with a mentality that no one can get anything on us. And for me to be the leader of that group with that mentality, I just feel like it's a great honor.
Yeah, absolutely. You walk out and you kind of think about it, and it's kind of, as you said earlier, whenever you walked in Cincinnati, it wasn't a prestigious program, but you look at it over the last 3 years, you guys were #1 in the nation in
Mm-hmm.
the FBS scoring defense. So, it's a true testament to what you guys built in Cincinnati.
Thank you.
Over your 4 years down there, I'm sure you've developed some solid relationships with guys on and off the field. What teammate really drove you the hardest to be a better version of yourself, and how did they make that impact on you?
I would say there's multiple different teammates, but guys that stand out are guys like James Wiggins, like in the weight room. Me and James compete so much that it brings out the best in me. And then off the field, guys like Jarrell White, who was my roommate. We had most of our classes together. We would talk to each other each and every day, and we prepared each other to be the best that we can be each and every day. And when we talk, we always talk highly of ourselves, and we always wanted the best for each other. And that's something that can really motivate you to be the best that you can be.
Yeah, I'm sure, having classes with your teammates, that's something that can mentally prepare you to get onto that football field. And, even as you said in the weight room, the physical aspect of the competition of having somebody, standing right behind you trying to take your job from you. That's motivation in itself.
Always.
So finishing out the season, you guys finished as the AAC champions. That's something that Cincinnati had never done to that point. Take us through the feeling you had whenever you were walking off the field as, a member of the Bearcats secondary for that second to last time.
When we walked off that field, I felt like a lot of hard work paid off, and I was so proud of my teammates and the seniors, because we came from being 4-8 to being the ACC champions, and it was a leap. It was a leap for the whole team, the whole program, and the city of Cincinnati. I feel like a lot of guys, they don't see the work that was put in. So a lot of the people don't really recognize that we worked so hard to get there. And that was a goal that we've been trying to accomplish for 3 to 4 years, and we finally got it. So it was something that was extremely important to us senior class, and then just the rest of the team.
Right. And, you spoke on it. 4-8 coming in as a freshman. You finish out the rest of your college career not even having 8 losses throughout the final 3 seasons. So it's a true testament to the hard work that you guys have put in down there at Cincinnati, man.
Thank you.
So after you actually won the AAC championship, the Bearcats were selected to play Georgia in ChickfilA Peach Bowl. Obviously with how crazy the times were in 2020 with COVID and everything, how crazy was your prep for that game, and was there a mass media craze for you guys?
I feel like the prep for that game, it was intense, but then we didn't have as much time to prep for that game because we had that conference championship just the week before, and then Christmas and New Year's and things. So we went home for Christmas, and the few days before that, we were getting it in hard. We had our contact days, and then when we came back from Christmas, we had a few more practices, and I felt like we were prepared to go out there and play that game. We played the best that we could. We just couldn't pull it off. And the media craze, it was a lot. A lot of the people were talking about us. They were saying that we could pull it off. A lot of people were doubting us. We just wanted to go in there and show that we are a top program in the country, and that it doesn't matter if you're a group of 5 or if you're a power 5, that it's just the football at the end of the day, and that our conference can't play that football.
Right. And I mean, you're talking about, as a power 5, the SEC is looked at as the elite, and you took Georgia to the brink of, a defeat whenever, Cincinnati's not looked at as that because they're part of the Big East. So, it's just, like I said earlier, it's a true testament to what you guys are building down there in Cincinnati. And I couldn't be more happy as an Ohio native for the Cincinnati program. I spent a lot of time in the Dayton area, so I'm very familiar with, the Bearcats and the Bearcats football program. So it's a very joyous leap that you guys took for all of us in Bearcat Nation.
Thank you. If they were surprised this season, next season they're gonna give them a run for their money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They'll be back. Don't worry about that.
Absolutely.
Going into a little bit of film review though, with the first clip, we want to show off a little bit of your range.
Okay.
You range and instincts. You have good eyes, and you're lauded for your range. So, kind of walk us through this play. You're playing as a, deep split safety, and you're able to recognize that and get clear across the field for the interception.
So on that play, I was in the post, and I seen the quarterback. He was trying to look me off for a split second. And when he brung his eyes back to the receiver, I broke on it, and I was in a great play to make a high point on the ball, catch the interception. I wish I would have took it to the house though.
Yeah, and that's, going back to those high school days, you kind of think about it and you're like, oh, let me get those return yards back in.
Yeah, kind of miss scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different feeling whenever you get into the end zone. We didn't speak to your stats a little bit earlier, but you actually averaged 20.6 yards per reception as a receiver in high school as well.
Yeah, I was more of a deep ball threat. I ran a lot of wheel routes and post and corners.
Okay, all right. Going into the second clip, though, I'm a big advocate of physicality, and I love it. And I love when a safety comes down on a ball carrier and puts a shoulder on him and puts him on his butt. So, kind of walk us through that. Do you thrive on physicality, or is that something you're just it's just natural?
I feel like I thrive on physicality. It brings a lot of energy to myself, and that energy translates to my teammates. I remember this play right here. I want to say it was like I think it was third down, and they needed that first down, and Kobe grabbed him, and I hit him, and I just got hyped.
Yeah, you can see it coming off the field. It instantly injects energy into your veins, but on top of that, it pushes the offense a little bit more. Like, all right, our defense picked us up. We got to get going.
Yeah.
Going into the third clip here, another Power 5 school in Ohio State, with that little in-state rivalry being as you're from Columbus, did that give you a little extra juice, or, how was this, because this is a beautiful pursuit angle and even more beautiful tackle.
I feel like there was a big chip on my shoulder going into that game, just because I was in my hometown. I had a lot of family there. So I tried to make as many plays as I could, fly around and just bring that energy. That was a big stop right there early in the first. It was like the first or second drive. So we were trying to set the momentum for the game, even though it wasn't that good of a game.
But at the end of the day, it did set the tone. You guys came out early and you rallied with them. So, maybe it did set that tone early.
Yeah, we were still learning to, get guys like that this year, and it would have been a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. You get those young guys out there, and they don't understand the rivalry that is Cincinnati and Ohio State quite yet.
Absolutely.
And then going into the final clip, obviously we have to show how much of a playmaker you are and how much of a ball hawk you are. So coming across on this pick, you get the one-handed tip, obviously, and then you do get the return on this one. So walk us through this play.
We were in like the high red zone on this play. I was in the post. The quarterback, he had been staring his receivers down all game. So as soon as I seen him turn his hips and he was getting ready to release the ball, I broke on it. And I made a play on the ball before Ahmad could. Throughout the season this year, he kind of got me on a few. But
just a few.
I tried to return the ball as far as I could on that play. And then we went to go celebrate, We got the dunk. I think I did like a 360 in between the legs on the dunk. So
yeah, that was a huge celebration. I love it. So, and that's I'm a big proponent of energy. I think energy shifts a lot of games, and I think it shifts a lot of momentum in games. And, you come up with that big, deep red zone pick and make that huge return. You get over to the sideline, everybody's rallying on you. Like, that's the energy.
Thank you.
But again, Darrick, that's all we have for you. I appreciate you coming on, but at the end of the day, this is your time to shine. So whatever it is that you have to say to your audience, feel free. This is your time to plug anything.
I just want to tell my audience, my fans and my supporters out there that this journey is just beginning. We've had a long career up to now, and I want to keep having a long career. I just want to show the kids from my city that it's possible, no matter what circumstances you come from. If you grind and you put your mind to something and you work very hard, that it's possible. And I just want to show you guys that.
Love. Again, Darrick, I appreciate you coming on. This has been Talk the Prospect with Darrick Forrest. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Well done, guys.
This guy's a natural,
Got you
man.
guys. I want to
Even with all the
appreciate you
fun.
guys.